Hello everybody, welcome to the No Face Wrestling Podcast. Today's guest is Lucy Cole.
Hi.
Well, thank you for coming on. I know it's not what everyone wants to do straight after a match, but I appreciate it.
No worries.
So, can you remember the first time you ever watched wrestling?
Yes, because I didn't watch it growing up. Unlike most people that end up wrestling, like I had no real concept of it at all. My siblings didn't watch it, so the first time I watched it was I was staying with my ex, and he was a wrestling fan, but not a big one. You know, kind of more when he was younger as well. And he bought a DVD, which I believe was a kind of compilation of the John Cena Rock feud.
Alright.
And I was watching Downton Abbey in the other room, as you do. That finished, and I was like, oh, what are you watching? Sat down, kind of like, oh, wrestling, as some horrible people do. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Watched the whole thing. Probably by the end of it, was more interested in wrestling than he was. And then from there, I kind of started watching WWE and etc.
So was that recent? 2000?
God, what year is it? It must have been 2013 or the end of 2000. No, the end of 2012. It'll have been
right, or
the start of 2013. About then, because I'm pretty sure the DVD was in the Christmas sale.
Yeah. So from there, what was it like getting into it? Like actually wanting to do it?
It was one of those things where it kind of happened out of nowhere. That wasn't deliberate. Because as I say, I had no previous concept of wrestling at all. I'd heard of The Rock, and that was about it, to be fair. Yeah. So I was like, how do people even become a wrestler? Like, where are these people? Because I'd kind of heard about ICW a wee bit because like a couple of my friends had been, and I was like, okay, so there's Scottish wrestlers, and that's weird. So I literally just googled it out of interest, and PBW came up, the training school, and I thought, no way. Yeah. So I literally went out of curiosity. I didn't think, I'm going to go there and I'm going to be a wrestler. I just wanted to see. And I'd never been sporty or anything, or athletic or that kind of thing. I don't really know what made me go. But I went along, and it was so difficult and so out of my comfort zone that stubbornness was like, no, I want to get better at this. And then I learnt more about wrestling kind of as I was training, because it had only been a couple months since I'd very first watched it. And then I never left. It just was addictive. And now I'm here doing this podcast. Edit that
out. So where PBW, that's
Premier British Wrestling.
Whereabouts is it?
They are based in Barhead. They have 3 training schools: Barhead, Greenock and Airdrie, and run shows kind of mostly in the central belt of Scotland.
Okay.
So Glasgow promotion.
Yeah, is that where you've been training?
Yeah, that's where I've always trained, at the Barhead school.
Yeah.
Because maybe, I wouldn't necessarily have realised it when I first went, but they've got like an amazing track record for the talent they've produced, like Noam Dar, Kaylee Ray, that sort of thing. So.
When I was advertising on the page, I gave credit for the photo to PBW. Clicked on it, just had a look at it, and I saw them 2 come up.
Yeah. So you're in safe hands.
Aye. Looks like it anyway. Who would you say you've learnt the most from since you started? That can be from like seminars or just training in general or working with people.
It's probably a mixture. I think I'd probably have to pick out 3 people. I don't think you can pick one. Like, the head trainer at PBW is Kid Fight, Ross Watson.
Right.
And I think one of the main ways that he helped me, probably actually when I first started, I was one of the only girls there, and I think you'll find sometimes, some places, girls get treated differently. They get treated like girls rather than wrestling trainees.
Yes.
And that is so not the way it's done there. And I think that helped me a lot when it came to debuting and getting on shows, and I don't know, just he's really tough on everyone, but like in a good way, in a friendly way, a positive way, and you want to do better and you want to work really hard and get there. And PBW has taught me so much and given me a lot of opportunities, so I couldn't like begin to thank him enough for that. And then 2 girls that I've worked, well, Carmel Jacob, I worked her quite a lot before she retired, and she was kind of one of the first people to really push me and be like, no, I believe in you, you can do this, even when I didn't think I could. And every match I had with her was a learning curve, because she would be like, no, we're going to do this, and she would always push me to do at least one thing that I was like, fuck that, which is the only way you're going to learn. And yeah, she really helped me with like confidence as well as wrestling, and is just an awesome person. And then other than that, Sammy Jane, she's another one that is much in the same vein as Carmel, where she just pushes me and is also like, no, I think you can do this, so we're gonna do it. The 3 of them, like, I mean, obviously a lot of people can have an influence on you, but I would pick them out.
So how long have you been wrestling for now? So it's
I've been training 4 years, but that is kind of discounting the summer season for the past couple, because I sell merch as part of the Haven Camp Run. So I missed training. But more or less 4 years, and then I debuted I think 10 months after I started training. So three years I suppose.
How do you feel wrestling was different to, I know you weren't a massive fan of it, but how do you feel it was different, what you thought it was going to be compared to what it is?
It's difficult because my experience of being a fan has almost always been tied in with my experience of training. Because it was such a quick transition from watching it to going to training. So I don't know, I mean, I've always watched it, maybe not necessarily thinking I'm going to be doing that, maybe not right at the start, but I've always watched it being in a wrestling environment already.
Right.
So I've not had those kind of preconceptions. I mean, I guess like everybody when they first watch it, it's kind of like, but how is it? Well, my thing was I was being told it was fake, and I couldn't wrap my head around how it was fake if they're getting hit. And a lot of people kind of go, oh, they must not be, but you watch like that sort of completely idiotic like conundrum when you first watch it, and I just didn't understand. But as I say, it was so quickly after that I went to training that I don't know, I mean, I just didn't have anything before that to compare it to. So I found out very quickly that you do get hit. So that's what you learn in your first session, like. And I passed out when I did my first session. Really? Oh no, how? Well, doing the first session, learning how to bump and feed. And you have to take it off like everyone in the class. Really? In your first day? Yeah, so I was doing that. Did you not just wind yourself? I did the first few, and then I realised I kind of clocked on what you had to do. And then I was just like, I was dizzy. I was like, I need to sit down. I don't blame you. And then I said, yeah, I'm going to have to go and get a drink. I didn't bring a drink with us. I just need to leave. And I just went around the corner, I got a drink, came back. I was like, right, I'm okay. God. And I think a lot of people probably thought I wasn't going to come back. Because apparently loads of trainees started at the same time, but I stayed. So. No, it's a revolving door. Yeah. A revolving door is training. There'll be people there like constantly coming and going. Oh, definitely. There's loads of like who come in thinking it's going to be easy and. No. I think you can tell quite quickly when somebody's like, oh, determined to do it. Yeah, definitely. I feel like women get a lot of attention in wrestling these days, which is like can be good and bad in my opinion. Who would you say like your favourite lasses are to work? To work? Yeah. Sammy that I previously mentioned. Yeah. She's like just one of the best wrestlers in the UK at the moment, I think, if not further afield. So, you know, you can't not learn from working her. You just can't. As I was saying to you, she always pushes me to do at least a couple things. So I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. And I think I always find that I have to at least try and step up a level when I wrestle her, and that's what you want. You don't want to be like coasting. I mean, it can be scary and intimidating, but she's such a nice person. That helps. I'm trying to think. Like, there's other girls that are cool to work, but I've not worked them that much. Like, I mean, I've worked Kaylee a couple times on the camps, and that's always like interesting because, you know, when you're wrestling people that I've wrestled as much as her, and, you know, in the companies and like with the opponents that she has, you're always going to learn things. I don't know, I think it's always nice to wrestle your friends. Like, it's cool to wrestle like the girls I train with and stuff, because you're gonna have a laugh. Like, even if you're not gonna be able to learn the most in that match, it's gonna be fun. Like, there's a girl I train with, Angel Hayes, and she's like kind of just starting out and stuff, but she's gonna be brilliant. So wrestling her is cracking. Love that. I mean, at the moment there's not that many girls that I work regularly. So, you know who's really fun? Lizzie Styles. And we've worked together once, but that was really, really fun. And that's one of those times where straight away you want to be like, I want another match with you, because you just click. That was a really long-winded, kind of shitty answer, but I mean, it's probably quicker to like be like, I don't want to work that person, you know?
Yeah.
But we won't do that.
No, we probably shouldn't do
No.
that. What would you say your pet hate is?
My pet hate?
About wrestling.
About wrestling. That's tricky. In what sense?
Just, I don't know, like an aspect of it that you don't like. A lot of people in the past have said like the politics behind it, and
Oh yeah, that's shit. But I
the-
kind of just try and stay out of that.
yeah, the same. Egos, people said that.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected. Like, I don't like it, but I don't really care, because I do kind of just stay out of that side of it. I don't have any time for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. God. I don't know. I've got this massive list of like complaints in my head, and I'm just trying to figure out if any of them are relevant. You know, like, I like it. I like people with a good work ethic, so I don't like it when people don't want to work for stuff and they just want it handed to them. That's my biggest pet peeve, I think. I like people to want to be there and want to get stuck in and pay their dues and earn everything that they're given, and I don't like people to coast. And I would hate to think that I would ever do that. If anybody thought that I was doing that, I'd want to go out and be like, right, you. So yeah, that.
Aye, Michael Chase said something similar to that, like, just people who don't like put the effort in, come to training once a month, get on a show.
Yeah, and then they're like,
I think they're
yeah, that's horrendous.
I think they're a superstar, but I completely see where he's coming from. Since you started, has wrestling affected any relationships that you've had with like anyone, like family members, friends, boyfriends, anything like that?
I think you don't see your friends as much, unless they're in wrestling, because you're away at weekends, and they all want to go out at weekends, and that's when everything happens, and everyone has a birthday party, and like, even the past few weeks, because uni's finished for the summer, so the amount of texts I've got when I'm sitting in a car, like going somewhere or coming back from somewhere, it's like, oh, do you want to come out tonight? And you're like, oh, well, yes, but I'm not going to be anywhere near you. So yeah, all friendships have suffered, but I guess you kind of find out who your real friends are as well outside of wrestling, because if they are your friend, they understand and they're cool with it, and you make time for each other. I don't think anything else really been affected. Like, my family don't really like it. I think at first that was challenging, you know, when I'm trying to explain to my mum I was like, no, it's fine, it's safe, you know, you're making it sound a little bit better and a little bit safer than what it maybe is. Eventually got her along to a show. It was my third match, and I broke my nose. There was blood everywhere.
Oh, God.
And she's never really gotten over that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So we just don't talk about it. It's okay.
Yeah. So do any of your family come to the shows, or friends, do they come to the shows to watch you? Or?
No.
No.
Short answer. Like
Don't.
occasionally, my dad and did my mum go? Yeah, my mum and dad came back once. But my mum just doesn't like it. She just doesn't like watching it. She can't. So that's her, I think.
Right.
My best friend came along one time. But no, like people were busy. Like my friends, a lot of them work.
Yeah.
Saturdays and work in like bars and restaurants and stuff. So most of the time they're busy.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that extra pressure as well. I don't know how I'd feel if like they were coming to shows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But nah. I guess they hate me. There was one show recently actually, and it was really like 20 minutes, probably not even, from my parents' house, and it's like the closest that I'm going to be wrestling to them.
Yeah.
And I was really buzzing for it, and it was me and Nixon Newell against Kaylee Ray and Casey, and I was like, yes, this is going to be so much fun, and it's really near, and I like was in the local paper and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, my family are definitely going to come to this because they're totally over the whole nose break thing, and it's going to be nice, and then, yeah, and then, you know, I'm sitting at the end thinking, they're going to surprise me, they've not said they're coming, but they'll be here, and there's no one there. I was like, right, okay. So after that, I've given up. I'm not even going to invite them anymore. What's the point? Bastards.
I saw you wrestled PCW the other day.
Yeah, that was fun.
Last week or something.
Yes, it was last week.
Teamed with Serena. Who were you against?
Christy Janes and Shotzi Blackheart.
Who was that? How was that?
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
The venue was amazing.
Was it?
It was the Blackpool Tower Circus,
Right.
which is just this amazing, grand looking room, and it's all kind of gold gilded ceiling and red seats. And I was like, oh.
It's a big venue, was it?
Yeah, it was. I think it's like 1,400 people that it fills, and as far as I'm aware, it was sold out. So by far the biggest show that I've done. So I was dying of nerves, obviously. I was really ill that day as well. It was so frustrating. You know, like I was looking forward to it so much for weeks. And then the day comes and I was like, I'm going to pass out. But no, that was really good. Another one where I learnt a lot. You know, obviously like the American girls had I've been in America and Japan and stuff, and then Soraya's Soraya.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a whole new way of approaching a match, which was really scary, but it was really fun. And yeah, I'd like to do it again when I'm, you know, not about to throw up over myself.
But did it go well?
I think so. I enjoyed it. Like, yeah, I'd had that many energy drinks and I was like that full of adrenaline that by that point in the day, you know, I got through it. But no, I think it went well. I enjoyed it.
Went well. Yeah. Other than wrestling, do you have any hobbies?
Hobbies? Do you have time for hobbies? That's the sad thing.
No.
Well, like my passion's always been acting. Like before I did wrestling, that was my thing, and that's what I studied at uni, what I still study. And previously I would audition for loads of different like student films, amateur films, that sort of thing. But because my weekends are, you know, training or shows or helping at a show, I can't do that to the same extent, which is really annoying, and I really want to get more back into that, because they are my two main things, wrestling and acting, and obviously there's a lot of crossovers between them, so there's no reason why I can't do both. It's just trying to balance it. So that's kind of my goal for towards the end of the year, get back into that. Other than that, really everything else I don't have time for, between uni and whatever.
How long did you study acting for? How long did you do it?
Well, I did an HND at college, which was 2 years. Then a BA, which was another 2, and I'm in the middle of doing a master's, which isn't strictly acting. It's called creative media practice, and because I was wanting to learn more about behind the camera and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing.
All right. Like you said, there's a lot of crossover between acting and wrestling. It can help. I would imagine. I've never done acting, but I can imagine it would help you a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I found that while I can get stressed and worked up about a lot of things before a match, one thing that never bothers me is the size of the crowd. At all.
Really?
Like, yeah. Because I'd have thought, even before that PCW show, with it being so big, that I'd have been like, oh my god, there's so many people, but honestly, audience is maybe the only thing that doesn't stress me out. Or like character work. I mean, probably a while back, like when you start and you're just trying to focus on getting through a match and that sort of thing, it's intimidating, but that whole side of it, you know, it doesn't bother me in maybe the same way it can bother some other people. I like interacting with the crowd and that kind of thing. Obviously it's different because there is no fourth wall, you're breaking that. But no, it definitely helps.
Yeah, like I said earlier, like, and I said before we started, that I hadn't really seen you work as a heel much.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time I saw you as a heel, I was at Full Tilt a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
In Washington, and like I felt like the way you interacted with the crowd was really good. I got the crowd like riled up.
Thanks.
And they seemed to actually care about it. Obviously, you're working Gemini, and that was like her home, home crowd. So it was like Sharon felt like they hated you as well. So I thought that was like,
yeah,
that was great.
Like I think I was saying to someone earlier, I prefer wrestling, like the actual wrestling as a face.
Aye.
Maybe just because I do that more. So I'm more used to moves I want to do and orders I want to do them and that kind of thing. But in terms of character, I find it so much easier to be a heel. I've yet to, I think, nail my character as a face in terms of being more vocal, because I'm really, really vocal as a heel, and that is mostly my wrestling. When I'm working heel, because I think it's fun. I don't think you should be flashy. No. That's maybe one of my other pet peeves. I don't like a flashy heel unless it's like a really, you really nailing it. Like some people can carry it off and it doesn't come across as wanting to get yourself over, but I think a lot of people, you're just like, right, calm down, just take a boot or something.
I feel like I don't know, do you watch a lot of WWE? Or?
Not really anymore.
Nah, because there's Neville in WWE, who was formerly Pac.
Yeah. He
is like heel, but he does like some flashy stuff, not as much as he does the face, but I feel like it works for him. Yeah,
because he's Pac.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you can wrestle to that level and you can make it work, then make it work. But I think a lot of people just think, well, I can do this really cool move and it'll get me over, so I'm going to do it, but I'm a badass. And I'm like,
yeah, a lot of people want to be the cool heel.
Yeah, like, see heels that, well, maybe not the best example, but heels that, unless you've got a really super good reason and you're Pac or something, that do a 450 and stuff like that, I'm just like, get the fuck out. That, maybe this is my pet peeve. Clearly we've got
well, I was going to say, do you prefer to work heel or face? Or would it be face?
I don't know. I mean, I do enjoy both. I think I need to just figure out, get more comfortable with wrestling as a heel, get more comfortable with my character as a face, and then I'll love both. I do like both. I don't know. I like them for different reasons. Just kind of what I said. I really like working face, in terms of I'm really comfortable in, well, not really comfortable, but pretty comfortable in the moves I'm doing and whatnot. And when you get to that stage where like you're kind of figuring out your style more and that kind of thing, which is taking me a while, but I'm getting there with that. But I can have such a laugh as a heel. like I do just amuse myself. Like, you know, like, I mean, you don't mean what you're saying, but you know, it's funny to make fun of people sometimes in a nice way. If they, you know, if they're playing like with you, if they're talking back, it's a good laugh. Unless, see if you're a heel and you're the really quiet crowd, that's just rubbish.
Definitely.
Yeah, I couldn't pick. I don't know. Sorry, I just shut that question down. I don't know.
Can't pick, right? Now I feel like you answered it. You feel like once you get more comfortable, you'll...
Yeah, I just want it all to come together, and hopefully it does sometime soon.
It will, man. You've only been wrestling, what? No, like...
Well, like 3 years, but, you know, it's not like I've had hundreds of matches.
Exactly. It'll come together, man. What would you say your biggest struggle's been since you began?
My biggest struggle... a couple of things maybe. Finding my character as a face, like kind of carrying on from that, really difficult, because a lot of the time I won't feel confident in myself, and if you do that as a face, the crowd just senses it, and they're just well, go home then, because you can't go out as a face and be like, oh my god guys, I don't think I can win, or I don't think I can do this. Like, they just feel your nerves, and it took me a long time to get that and to relax and kind of realise that if stuff goes wrong, it's not a big deal. And I think I am getting there slowly now. So that was really hard, because you'd be getting frustrated, not realising that the crowd can tell that you're frustrated and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, as I was saying, wrestling was really the first kind of physical thing I ever did. I was never sporty or anything like that. I wasn't an outdoorsy person, so like all my things were more academic. So to go into an environment that you're relying on physicality to that extent, you know, I'm not a fast learner. So it's taken me a while to get my head around that, and I think that's always going to be the case, because that's just been me. Much as I love wrestling, as I said before that, you know, I wasn't a sports day person, put it that way. So
yeah, and a lot of people don't understand, who don't do it or haven't tried it. Like, it is demanding. They really demanding thing to do physically.
Which I don't mind, but it's just like...
Oh yeah, of course, but like, you need to have some sort of ability to physically do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's kind of training yourself into that, because some people... And I think this is maybe where the only time I'll notice the divide between girls and guys, and it's like the upbringing, like stereotypically and traditionally, boys will go and play outdoors and be all kind of rough with each other, and girls don't, and that's not being sexist, it just tends to be the way it goes. And you notice that because the boys will be quicker to put themselves about and like be flipping about and stuff like that, and the girls, not all the time at all, not all the time, can be a bit more hesitant. And I think it's just because of that, and so it's like breaking down that barrier to realise, oh no, it's fine, like I can do this. But because I'm not used to it, I have to kind of go, well, I don't know about this for a good week or two, and then I'll be like, alright, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, before when I said when females get a lot of attention, and I said it can be bad, I didn't mean it in like a negative way. I meant like a lot of companies can put women on just to have them on, just to have a woman on. Yeah,
I once had a company, like I mentioned a company, and I was like, oh, I'd like to work for you, and you know, chatting to them and stuff. They were very nice, asked my fee, asked like all that information, and I responded, and their response was, oh right, well, we can get girls cheaper here. And I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
I mean, it's not that you're saying you don't want to pay me that money to wrestle for you. You can get females for less money. And I was just like, well, you know what, that's fine, because I don't think I want to be working for you anyway. Like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah. It wasn't me as a wrestler or anything. It was just a bit of fanny on your show. Yeah. You can get it cheaper in your area. So that's fine. Go ahead and do that. And I think that's really sad that anywhere has that kind of attitude now. But fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I meant. Like what you've just said, that's a perfect example of what I meant. Like, it's not there's not loads of companies like that, but you do find a few companies that will be like that, and we'll just put them on for, like you say, just for somebody to look at. But there's a lot of talented female wrestlers, and obviously it's getting a lot of attention now, which is good in that sense.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see a lot of places treating female wrestlers as wrestlers rather than, oh, here's the divas division.
Aye.
But yeah, it's heading the right way. And there's a lot of like people that have worked hard for a long time that have helped create that, and yeah, grateful to them.
Aye, definitely. What would you consider wrestling, sport or not?
I did my dissertation on this.
Oh really?
God, what did I say? It's not a sport. It's physical, but you can't call it a sport. I would say that it's like physical theatre. It is an art form. It's like a drama, a soap opera. You know, it's predetermined. There is no sporting aspect in that sense. Like, I would suggest that sport is something that, you know, you don't know what the outcome is going to be. It's storytelling and it's drama and it's entertainment and it's very physical and it's as physically demanding as a sport, but it's not the same.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah, so we'll go with art.
I feel yeah, like you say, it's as physical as sport. I would have said it was a bit of both, but if you're gonna label it as one thing, I would say art.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to ask most of my guests what they consider it as, and I've got mixed answers, but I would say an art if you only had to choose one. Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a big pantomime, isn't it? A big sore pantomime.
Definitely is. That was my final question. What's your social media? And,
oh God.
do you have many, like, for Lucy Cole, or is it just personal?
I've got a Facebook page which I believe is like /Lucy Cole Wrestler. My Twitter I think is _Lucy Cole_. Fairly sure that's right. Instagram I can't remember, but it's linked on my Twitter, so
yeah, I'll put them all in the description anyway, so you can follow her.
Cool.
I believe it's on Instagram. I think it's Lucygram.
Yes, it is.
Gram.
See what I did there? Instagram, Lucygram. Oh, it's like that.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. How do people book you? Just message you on one of them? Or?
Yeah. Just message my Facebook, or I'm pretty sure my email's on my Twitter as well. So. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to get hold of. Sure, they'll find me if they want.
Well, I managed to track you down, so...
Exactly.
Right, I thank you for coming on. I know it's not what everyone wants to do straight after a match, but...
Oh, I don't mind. I mean, I don't think I'm very interesting, but I don't mind.
I feel like you're interesting, but... Let's hope the fans do.
Don't say if you don't think I'm interesting, because that's really rude. Just think it in your heads.
Yeah. You seem very nervous to do it before we started.
Well, yeah, because I don't know what to say. I'm just hungry all the time.
No, I think you came across great. And thank you for coming on. We've eventually got it done.
I know.
Cause
it's only taken us how long? God knows. I don't know.
The first time I messaged you had to be 2 or 3 months ago, so we're finally got it done.
Well done us.
Right, thank you everyone who listened. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being on.
Yeah.
And I'll see everyone later. Bye. Massive thank you to Lucy Cole for coming on the podcast today. Awesome interview. Great talk. She was really worried about the fact that she didn't sound interesting, but I feel like we learned a lot, and she was a good interview, and she done it after a match, which I really appreciate. Eventually got it done. I mean, we tried it a few weeks ago, as we mentioned, but we managed to get it done today. And it was done at Chuter Community Centre, so big thank you to them for allowing me. They allowed me to have my own room to record in, so I can't thank them enough for that. Of course, I can't finish it up without mentioning Shield Pro Wrestling. They always allow me to record with the roster members on the day of the show, which I can't thank them enough for. Like, I always try and make it, like, if I'm going to interview somebody, I'll make it so it's best for them, best for the company, and best for the actual talent themselves as well. Like, she needed time to, like, we both got there, we were both there like over an hour before the show, but she was on quite early and needed to prepare for a match, so I was like, whenever you're ready, just give it a shout. Obviously, if I'd done it before the show, she might not have had time to plan for a match, and it may have affected her performance, you never know. But I doubt she was fine about it, so we just done it straight after the match. So yeah, big thank you to Shield Pro, big thank you to Lucy Cole, big thank you to Chuter Community Centre. If any of you guys are looking to train, Shield Pro Wrestling is a great school. It's a very new school, but it's a great school. That I can tell you from personal experience, and this isn't just like a plug. This isn't just like a advertising thing. Nobody's asked us to do this. I'm just literally telling you. I trained at a few schools before. Obviously before Shield Pro started. And I feel like I've improved the most since starting at Shield Pro. Like, I've improved more than I have anywhere else. Obviously, when I very first started, you learn all the basics, but after that, Shield Pro is like, has taught me beyond that, and it really has helped us to the point where I feel confident in myself as a performer, and yeah, like, just it's great. It's very welcoming school, and a great just a great place to learn and a great place to be. It's in-ring training at Chuter Community Centre every Sunday at 5 o'clock, 11 till 5 o'clock, should I say. So yeah, you just get yourself on. It's only £5. Great school. Check them out, and obviously they run shows out at Chuter Community Centre on the last Saturday of every month. So go and check them out. That show is usually called Almost Pro Wrestling. You'll see it on Facebook. If you go on the Shield Pro Wrestling Presents Facebook page, you'll be able to find everything there. And yeah, that's all I've got to say really. Big thank you to everyone who listened. Feedback is always appreciated. And yeah, just stay tuned to all the podcast pages. I'll put the links, of course, in the description, and yeah, just stay tuned for me next episode. Sure, it'll be a good one, and I'll see you all later. Bye.